My name's Shaun McCormick. Before I studied the MBA at Leicester, I worked for a pharmaceutical company in their procurement department. By the end of my MBA, I now run 3 businesses: Tacit Pharma, Tacit Recruitment and Tacit Creations. Studying distance learning for me, right at the very beginning, it was a mad panic. I hadn't studied for 13 years. I received the module material and a textbook this thick, and I thought, what have I got myself in for? But once you start working through in your mind, in the same way that muscle memory works, your mind memory works, and you remember what it was like to study. The modules that were set at the beginning were set in quarterly chunks, and that was good for me because I could quite easily plan how I was going to tackle a module across a 3-month period. Also too, having access over the internet of all the latest study materials, having access to the coursework that actually comes through the post, and also having a network of other students around the world that are in exactly the same position as I'm in, made it very easy to plan that 3-monthly module period. The course materials that I received from the university, I'd always receive them before the module had actually commenced, which was great. The first 2 modules I had delivered to home. The second 2 modules I actually had delivered to work, because I find that as I was moving on through the material and through the modules, it was easier for me to go into work an hour early each day and study the materials, and then knowing some of the things that had been discussed in the modules, I could apply those to a real life working situation, which made everything much more interesting. The impact of studying the course on my career was pretty much life-changing. The reason being is when I started the MBA, I was working for someone else. And halfway through the MBA, I then decided I had probably enough to consider setting up my own businesses. It's not that I didn't like working for the employer that I worked for, I did. I just found it was an opportunity with what I'd learnt on the MBA to actually take a plunge and go out into the marketplace, set up a business, understand all the different elements of running a business through different modules that I'd done. So from where I started to where I finished the MBA with 3 businesses. I started the MBA working for someone else. The best thing for me about the distance learning course in Leicester was, at the beginning, I was someone that had gone on a course not knowing what I was in for, and by the end of it, I've got a load of friends that I've studied with, a load of business contacts that I've dealt with, and there's opportunities through the alumni to continue on having a partnership with the University of Leicester throughout my whole business career.